Cam Taylor-Britt joins the show. We also have Andrei Iosivas coming up next on the Cincinnati podcast.
Yes. Hello, world. We got a special show as always. TJ Houshmandzada, Jimmy Chase, Coach Jimmy Burrow.
Time to be a Bengals
How do
fan.
you balance being a professional athlete and family obligation?
These are top 5 Bengals of all time.
All time, man.
Yeah.
Shock the world.
Welcome to the Cincinnati podcast. I'm Ace. He's Zim. Zim, what's going on, broski?
What it do? I'm back. Better than I ever been before. I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling great. We got action out here, people. A lot going on in Bengals news. A lot going on in the city. A lot going on in the world. I'm really happy I got all my health. I got a head full of hair. How you feeling, Ace? I need a shape up. But aside from that, I'm all right on that. Other than that, I'm good. I got hair. So that's a good thing.
Sir. I mean, I'm good, bro. Like you said, yeah, you do start to lose the hair around our age, bro. But today we're going to talk about the mandatory minicamp starting today. We're also going to chat with Cam Taylor-Britt as well as Andrei Iosivas. We'll talk to him, and then we'll talk about the Burrow bombs with him batting with the Reds coming up next. All right, we are very excited to welcome in cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt. Cam, what's going on, fam?
What's good, man? How y'all doing?
Pretty good, brother. Appreciate you taking some time out for us. Don't want to hold you for too long. So take us through the roller coaster of your rookie season. Obviously, you kind of started off injured. A lot of people expected you to start. Then you came back and grabbed that starting position at the end, had a great playoff run. Just talk to us about that roller coaster season.
Yeah, like you called it out, man. It was a roller coaster, to start off, on IR 6 weeks, basically just trying to get in the playbook and learn everything that I can, while out the field. And then, just trying to put it into my game when I got on the field, seeing the mistakes of the older players and, just trying not to go out there and make those same mistakes, make my own and, execute off those. So that's how, I feel like my rookie year went. And, when I had the opportunity, to execute and like the interception in the Bills game, that's when, everything came to light.
Man, speaking of the Bills game, I just thought about that. One thing I always tell people about, hold on real quick before I get to the Bills game. Talk to me about seatbelts, bro.
Yeah.
Is that the best celebration currently right now in the National Football League?
I feel like it is for a cornerback, defensive back. I feel like a linebacker can do it. I feel like a D lineman gets a pass deflection, they could do it as well. It is one thing. I believe J.C. Horn, he was one of the guys that I believe started it. And it kind of took off. But, most definitely I use it because, I try to do it all the time.
I feel like that's the hardest joint with the I literally can go on the internet now and then they'd be like, bro, what did such and such do against somebody? I'd be like, seatbelts.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to say less. Like I might show them some numbers with seatbelts, but you talked about that Bills game. What was it like to actually put seatbelts on them boys, get your first interception in a game of that magnitude?
Man, it was intense, just the whole game, the magnitude of the game, the playoffs, being a rookie and just being in that light, having to show up and show out in the biggest stages. So I just couldn't, put myself down. I had to step above, everything and, play my best ball. And that's when, we came out on top.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So obviously you kind of talked about it being y'all time now. Are you ready for more of a leadership role going into year 2?
Most definitely. I feel like, just after everything that I did go through in my rookie year that I've, have a lot of experience, in some areas now that I didn't have, before. So use that to the best of my ability to try to lead in every way that I can for this team.
With that, I guess moving forward, do you have goals that you're making off of that, just off the results from that first season?
Most definitely. I feel like
you got some you can share with us?
Oh yeah. It's just personal, goals as well. I feel like my dogs Tyreek Woolen and was able to make a Pro Bowl. Sauce Gardner was making Pro Bowl. I feel like I'm up there with those guys, and we all train together. So there's no reason I shouldn't be. If I had a full season, I believe that would have been it. But that's what we come this year, with that in our mind, to be a team player, but most definitely, try to go get those accolades like that.
Facts. How was minicamp since it started today? I know we talked a little bit about it, but what were your thoughts on how it went today and just being back with the guys?
It felt good, man, to have everybody back in the building. When I say everybody, everybody's mandatory, so ain't nobody trying to get fined. But it felt good, to see everybody's faces back in the locker room, man. All the camaraderie is back. Like basically nobody left, and it's good. It's a good feeling, It's a great start to something real.
Early on, I know people probably asked you this before, or something close to it. Early on, being back there, even in the 7-on-7s, like just early stages right now. What is it like? Or you can go back to last season. What is it like going up against Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd? And after you answer that, I need you to tell me directly who is the hardest one to guard. Period.
All right. Honestly, man, just going against those three receivers, you get everything in the book. There are three different receivers that can do a lot of things. For sure, hands on all three of them. But just as far as route combinations, the guys come with different combinations, so you just never know, most definitely. But that keeps us on our toes always. As DBs practice against them every day, that gets us better to go against the best of the best every day. It's an honest blessing, just to be able to practice against those guys, and them critique. Like I said, they always call little things out, so most definitely take it in, everything. But as far as best receiver, I know you were going to try to get me.
I got to get you. You got to narrow it down. I got to hear it.
I'm going to just say this. I get more matches with Jamar more than T, so I had to say Jamar. I'm going to say that. You heard my reasoning though, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right now.
We're not going to take that out of context.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever think in your mind too, like, I don't want to hurt these guys or whatever, but I think one of the biggest parts of your game that people don't talk about, maybe in the outside the Bengals fan or whatever, is your tackling ability. Do you feel like sometimes in practice you're like, bro, if I could put a hit on you, this might even go a little bit more different?
Yeah, we talk about it sometimes because we're not pressing or anything at practice, so Jamar's like, he's like, if you're pressed up with we go at it, So and I'll come down if we were able to, but it gets crazy at practice most definitely. Just because they're physical just like I am, man. And like Jamar, I feel like he has a corner mindset at receiver. So just going against that every day, it makes us both better.
For sure. So switching to the DBs, man, who's the fastest in the room? Because y'all got some speed over there. Who's winning in the race, fam?
All right, look. So you saying in the race, I'm going to say myself because it's like, when you're running next to somebody, you're running next to somebody, you get a little boost. But by the numbers, if you want to be technical, DJ Turner, he got it, man.
Gotcha. Like when you watch him like in the early stages, I know y'all not going like crazy, but like, do you like see certain things that you like, damn, like he came out of that real quick, or he got to that, or he jumped on that route like pretty. I saw him take. Oh, that was Dax Hill. I was gonna say I saw them covering a wheel route or something the other day, and I said, damn, Dax Hill like pretty fast. Yeah. Like like, do you ever see like and then finally be like, damn, like DJ Turner is like as advertised, or like are there moments like that you feel like stand out?
Most definitely. We'll go through indie drills and, Coach, he tell him to use his speed, getting out his breaks. And when he actually does, he's lightning fast. And you can see the 4.2 speed. Honestly, like, it's real. It's not a facade or anything. But, also just guarding receivers. You see him on the post route. He's trying to get back over top. Maybe beat it a little bit, but some way, somehow, he just digs and he's right back on top. So it's real, though. He's ready.
We feel like the Bengals, y'all got some of the turntest locker rooms that we always hear on like the post games and all of that. Are there any must-have like artists that you got to listen to on game day?
Little baby, I got to hear him. I got to look over to my brother. Who was it's called a dude called Wiz Having.
Okay.
Kodak, he can get a few listens.
Yeah.
He got. And young boy, 30 days straight, gonna get me right every time,
Yes, sir.
Because we're gonna do it 30 days straight. No days out, Yeah.
Do y'all like? Let me ask you. Well, that brings a question. Who get the aux cord after games? They give it to you. You know what's
so like a few of us get it. Me, Zach Carter.
Okay.
Who else? Oh, Joe Mixon, he'll grab it. You know, it's a few of us most definitely that they go to.
I feel like Mick's gonna play a bunch of West Coast stuff though.
Oh, and Mike Hilton. He's a big young thug and everything. Why is it? That's he got all day.
I called him 21 Savage because, you know, like, especially after the Tennessee game, I feel like he just wrecked that joint, like in the run defense. I started calling him 21 Savage. Something like a couple people in his family was like, bro, we like that name. We like that. And I wonder, does he listen to 21 like that? Because I swear.
I really don't know. I see we had the little thing as far as like rating the rappers, Lil Durk, Kodak, and 21.
Who did you go with on that?
I went Durk first and then Kodak. And then I went.
Tell Durky up.
It's just what we had to vote on. I listened to all three of them, but it's what we had to vote on. So
I listened to all three too. I just think that, bro, like Kodak got
Durk like that.
Kodak got to
drop something. Like 21 hasn't dropped anything. Like
every time he drop.
How long we gonna keep waiting?
Well, he had the Drake. He had the joint with Drake.
21 got like 5.
Most definitely did a feature.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. 21 got like 5 albums, and each time he got hit record. He got hits on each one.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it. Most definitely hard, but as far as the bench cut and start, that's how I had to go with it.
I feel like I need to go. I don't know if you've seen this. You probably want to talk to Burrow about this. But we've had a chance. We found Burrow's playlist. It's on Spotify. You might want to ask him about him getting on the aux. He got a whole lot of YSL on there. I'm
not mad at that. You know, free. I'm gonna be quiet. You know,
free slime. Yeah.
No, there we
go. What I was gonna ask you too? Who is the funniest teammate in the locker room?
Wow. Zach Carter I think he could be a comedian. Yeah, Mike Hilton, him too now. Yeah, I get him a rough. Oh, BJ Hill. That's right there. That's the number one spot. That he taking it.
So not only do you do some great work on the field, you also are very involved in the community. That's one of the reasons we wanted to bring you on to the show to talk about just your upcoming youth football camp as well as the Juice Foundation and what Juice actually stands for.
Yes, sir, man. So Juice basically stands for Joining Us in Community Empowerment. It's basically for, you know, the audience's kids. And that's one thing I always want to, you know, let people know. That's my, you know, point of everything that I'm doing here. And I want to do that with the bowling bash that I did in Montgomery last weekend. And then with this upcoming camp, my first official camp I'll be hosting on Saturday is a big event, man. It was sold out within a couple hours and days, both age groups. And it's just a blessing, you know, to go back and, you know, give these kids, you know, hope basically and something to see, you know, and it's real. It's not like something you see on TV. I'll actually be there in person, interacting with everyone. And like I said, it's just great to give back.
Facts. Well, Cam, we appreciate you spending some time with us, especially with mandatories back in session. Wish you the best of luck, brother, and can't wait to watch you this upcoming season.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Y'all have a great one.
Man, yes, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit me on with the you got.
I got.
All right. Say less. No. Hey, seat belts and juice boxes. I'm trying to tell these, but
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Juice. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Cam Taylor-Britt, dope dude to have on the team. Everybody likes to call him Cam Taylor Hit because he be laying that out. But shout out to him.
He had some hits. He had some hits that I feel like you hear on TV. I feel like you got some hits that if you're at the game, if you've gone to a game or you're going to a game this year, I promise you, I've been watching football for a very, very long time. I know I look like a little younger, whatever. But when I tell you, bro, I don't remember me watching a cornerback like get hits like this. Like in them Ravens games, big hits, major hits, bro. So something I always tell people, make sure you check out. Like just don't factor in cornerback play with just simply corner. I mean, like
corner
coverage or
just
whatever.
covering. Yeah, he could cover too, though. He could cover and he can hit. But every corner ain't gonna come up on a running back or lay that wood like that. But bro be doing this thing when it comes to that. You could tell that he got some of that safety in his game as well, and that's perfect for the AFC North for sure. But we got another guest who just stepped into the building. Wide receiver, rookie sensation, Andrei Iosivas. What's up? What's up, Andrei?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Pretty good, brother. Pretty good. How you doing today?
Good. Just got a little nap in. Gonna get some dinner after this, so just winding down for the day.
I heard you don't. A little birdie told me you don't like eating too early before physical activities because it might make you throw up. You might get nervous.
Who told you that?
We did our research, man. I know a little something.
I think I told like one person that. Yeah, you got your sources, bro. I'll give you that.
Hey, I told you the other day. I said we're gonna do some research. Yeah. It's crazy. You talk about napping too. You just missed Cam Taylor-Britt. I wanted him to. I thought he could have probably gave you a little bit of advice and stuff. I'm hearing you talking about nap. I feel like you're well rested. You're really good. Like after that first day.
Right.
What is that? What are you feeling like after that? Are you feeling like, damn, I'm here? Or is it more like, yeah, of course I'm here?
Yeah, I mean, so we've been doing like the off-season plan for a bit now. So, we've been in the facility for maybe almost a month now. And last week we had OTAs too, just not mandatory minicamp. So, we've just been doing a bunch of installs and stuff. And you're always hyped up to go against the defense at like the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, now it's kind of just like regular, you know what I mean? At first, all the jitters were there. You're out there with like the best players in the league, but now it's just, it's just work and you're trying to get better and trying to help the team.
Facts. It's time to go to work. So talk about you being drafted as a Bengal. Like, did the fact that you still are going to have kind of the same colors and the same Tiger gear, did that kind of cross your mind or did that get you excited?
Yeah, I mean, definitely at first when I visited on my 30 visit, I was like, dang, it would be pretty cool to stay at Tiger. And like, Princeton, there's not a lot of places that you can wear orange and kind of look good unless you have like a whole fit going on. But now I can keep all the orange stuff that I wear and wear some new orange stuff. So it's pretty cool.
I feel like every wardrobe needs that orange in there or whatever. And like you got to mix it up. I feel like orange is an underrated part of like drip these days. Yeah. I've seen you, I talk to you on the gram and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't think people know how you really coming for. Are you ready to get like, do you see like players on TV sometimes and be like, hey, look, after the game, like when I come to the game, just so y'all know, I'm about to come with it. You have to let people know that it's headed their way.
Yeah, I'm like a low key drip guy. You know what I mean? Like I'll never put something crazy on, but I'll never not look like decent. So you know what I mean? So
right.
That's how I'll come my first year. Yeah.
Right, in the Fendi from head to toe. Got you.
But you kind of talked about after you got drafted, y'all celebrated with the cigars. Did Joe Burrow have something to do with that? Because he's kind of synonymous with cigars, or were you guys just planning to smoke the cigars no matter what?
Yeah, we were kind of planning that already. But after everyone was kind of saying, "Oh, Joe Burrow like smoking cigars all the time," I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool too." Like I kind of just was on that wave, I guess. So I guess it's the Bengal wave, and I'm just happy to be on it.
Yes, sir.
What's the biggest adjustment or like to you? I mean, I know it's super early, but like, what's the biggest adjustment so far?
Just the play calls and the types of defenses and the way that defenses disguise themselves. In college, it would be line up in the formation, wait a little bit, then call the play. Whereas now it's just everything at the same time, come in at one time, and it's like you only say it once, so you better know where you are, know where you're going, know how to read the defense. And on the snap, you got to go. So that part, I'm getting adjusted to it though. But I'm trying to learn all the positions like pretty well, just so I can have a better understanding of the offense. So sometimes I just think too much, but it's starting to streamline a little bit.
So you went from catching balls from your man Brad to possibly catching them from Burrow. What has been the best part of being a Bengal so far?
Just learning. I mean, I think just being in that receiver room and just learning, just taking everyone's advice, seeing how people practice and hold themselves accountable for things, and seeing how a pro works and seeing how successful guys work, And that's always like the position you want to be in when you're going to the pros. You want to see how successful people in the business go or work. And so I'm in the perfect spot.
What are some of your things, like if someone had to describe like what's going to turn you up more than anything? Is it like, like just for you, like on the field coming up, is it going to be like catching a deep pass? Is it mossing somebody? Is it the yak? Like, what is the thing that I think gets you the most excited for a lot of people that did not watch you in college? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can do all those things, but I think something that I just love doing is basically playing backyard football. So when I get the ball, running around dudes, like my yak, all that kind of stuff, I think that's the most fun part about football, to be honest.
So obviously, like you have said before, that you're willing to play special teams. What would kind of be your role on special teams with the Bengals? Would it be gunner, or like have you played that before or anything like that?
No, I haven't played special teams in college, so anything that I do would be new, but I don't mind getting thrown in wherever. I know that, I mean, I have speed, I have size, I have wiggle, so I could probably fit in a bunch of places.
For sure.
Speaking of wiggle, being an Olympian, I know you walked past this thing called a ping pong table there at Paycor.
Yeah.
Is that a part of your game? Is that something that we should be on the lookout for? I don't know if you noticed, super competitive in that locker room. What's the ping pong game looking like?
Me and Charlie have been practicing a bit. I think Charlie has beat me like 2 times out of all the times we played, though. So I'm definitely a tier above him. But I know those guys go hard though. So I kind of got to prepare a little bit. But I'm getting up there.
See, I'm thinking you're gonna be like, yeah, I played ping pong when I was 4. I thought you was just gonna come out there and just say something crazy.
Hey,
I went back. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, I went back. I went back to like your early. You gotta go look. 2013, young Yoshi. I'm sorry. Let me ask you this. I hit you and I asked you this. I said, bro, is Yoshi cool? And also, hold on. What's the pronoun? I need to correct.
It's Iosivas. It's Iosivas.
Yoshi Bob.
Okay.
But I do like Yoshi. Like Yoshi's cool though. I like it. All the little gifs that people are putting out there of like a little Yoshi guy. It's pretty funny. But I don't mind it.
But I went back to young Yosh, right? And I just was looking. I was like, bro, he been doing this his whole life. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what made you pick like football at that point? Like, was it ever like a decision where you had to? Was there a time where you had to pick one of them?
Well, I mean, obviously going through college, I wanted to do both, but I mean, football was always my first love though. Like I always loved football more than I loved track. And I always wanted to do both just because I was good at both of them. But yeah, football was always the sport that I saw myself playing professionally.
It's like
so
the track stuff blew you up. But you were always a football player first. That's what a lot of people don't realize about Andrei is he always was football first. He just happened to be good at track, so he just did it.
Right.
But it was more of that. What's the better feeling though, catching a deep ball touchdown or a catch and run to the house?
Wait.
Ooh, I would say a catch and run to the house for sure. Just running by people. You kind of, when you're in open space, you can kind of hear the crowd. Getting louder and louder as you're running. So, and you just feel that touchdown, and just burning everybody. There's no better feeling, to be honest.
We got a question. Speaking of running, we got a question from the audience. Someone say Yoshi. They're already saying Yoshi. I think that's so dope. Yeah. They're like, Yoshi, who wins in a race between you and DJ Turner? DJ Turner runs a 4.22 Yoshi.
Hey, what kind of race is it though? Like a 40, 60, 100? Because that's all different types of speed. I'll credit.
What Zim doesn't know is that the laser was fake. He really ran a 4.3, right, Andrei? You really ran a 4.3 for real. I just told everybody.
So. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was faster than 4.4, but the time is a time at the end of the day. But I mean, when you see it on the field too, you can kind of see that I have a different gear. You know what I mean? So I think I could take him in a race.
Do you get out there now, and just kind of, playing in Princeton and playing with the Bengals, you get at practice and be like, damn, these dudes are a lot faster. Then, do you have those wow moments already, today, where is it, evident, these guys are, really faster than what I'm normally, normally I've been the faster person or I've been the best athlete?
I don't know. I still feel like I'm pretty fast out there. the thing that's, I guess, different with the DBs now and just the league is just the detail that you have in your routes. Just not having any giveaways. My speed can still threaten people. If I cut correctly, it can still threaten people. But it's just not having any giveaways before you make a break or something like that. That's the biggest difference for me.
I know you grew up a AJ Brown fan, Julio fan. Is there anybody else that you kind of pattern your game after?
I've been watching a lot of AJ Green stuff recently, actually, because we could have some cut-ups of that. Brad was the boy, and he made some cut-ups for me just to watch and kind of just see what I can take from his toolbox, stuff like that. So that's someone I've been watching a lot recently.
AJ Green's my favorite player. Just letting you know that right now.
I can't say I juggle, but like he's the reason why I got into like tennis ball drills and stuff like that because I heard that he was a juggler before.
I always see like Jamar before games do a bunch of tennis ball work before the game. Like he gets out there like super early, so he'll probably show you some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this too, like moving forward, we were talking about like what's going to turn it up. I noticed. Remember, I told you on the first time I saw edit. I want you. This might be out of there. They might not be catching this.
Yeah.
The first time now, people that listen to Yeet to me move with a different. Are on a different energy than the rest of the world. And the rest of the world, like our producer Ryan, he despises people like young kids that listen to Yeet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is a shot at the old guys like him. But when I saw that it was Yeet, I said, bro, I gotta post it. Everything get posted Yeet. Is there an artist that you're currently listening to right now that you just like feel like, man, this is what it is right now, and this is what I
let me check my phone real quick. Who's the Hey, that Spider-Verse album was low-key not that bad at all, though.
Yeah, it was
I'm
fire.
about to go watch it this Sunday. I saw Awuzie on there. I saw like was Sway
Yes,
Lee
Metro
on
Boomin
there.
did the whole joint. Yeah, Metro did the whole joint.
Nah, that Uzi song brought me back to like high school Uzi though. I really like that.
For sure.
Hey, see why I like this. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. 2016 Uzi, 2018 Uzi is a different energy. And if you wasn't there, you're not going to get it. Like I try to tell
you. Don't know exactly.
You saw he moved back to the he went back to the hair recently that he was the Love Is Rage hair and all that stuff. Like I was like, oh yeah, we about to get a classic though. But you're gonna. Now I was gonna say you're gonna have to show like matter of fact, you're gonna have to like release like elements of your playlist at some point.
Okay.
Because I feel like your playlist is gonna be so different than most of the people that everybody else is kind of listening to right now.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, and my boys in high school influenced me a lot. Moving to the East Coast influenced me a lot. So I'm just like all over the place with my music, but yeah, I think I have pretty good music taste.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you for coming on, Andre. Was there anything that you want to let Bengals fans know? Because we want to be respectful of your time. Was there anything you want to let them know, who they nation know, before we let you out of here?
Just know that I'm gonna work as hard as I can to be the best player that I can be, and I'm super excited and proud to be a Bengal as of right now. And so I'm just gonna work hard and just learn as much as I can so that this fan base can be proud of the team and the work that we put in.
Man, I'm gonna tell you,
appreciate it.
The fan base out of all the players right now, I'm telling you, you talked about you being with Charlie right now. Out of everybody that I get the most feedback is you and him. Like every single day, they're like, bro, like how many yards you think that Yoshi gonna get? How many? I'd be like, bro, they just started like minute. Like, bro, they are waiting, and you'll see. Like, we gotta find traditional wide receiver position. So you got some big shoes to fill, but I think you're more than capable of doing that, bro.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for coming on, brother.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, man.
Andrei Iosivas, man, definitely my favorite player of the draft, man. I honestly feel like once dude catches that first like bomb for a touchdown, I feel like they're gonna go crazy. I'm telling you. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that he brings something different to the team. He was talking about lining up everywhere. I feel like we saw different variations of like how MVS was used in the AFC Championship game, putting guys that are not small, that are bigger, that have speed. You could put them in the slot. These are different things that I think open it up for if teams are going to sit there every game and say we're playing cover two and be moving into cover two shells or so. You got guys like Yoshi that can break that stuff wide open. I feel like he's going to have some moments this season that everybody's going to say this is probably one of the deepest wide receiver cores that the NFL has probably seen in a long time, bro. And I'm not just saying that just as a Bengals fan. Like, this is a guy that I've said before. I said there's a lot of things that I thought Christian Watson and him were very, very similar in.
Everybody compares those two guys.
I don't like the complete comparison, but I think as an athlete, and if you're going to say that this guy was drafted in the first, and then it was like you worried about the competition, different things like that. I think the similarities are there, and that guy was drafted in the first round last year. Very similar. Sure. If you look at the RAS score and everything, it's probably the exact same. I'm sure. I think I've seen it before, but that just goes to show you like the value in how a guy like Yoshi is there, and people are speaking so glowingly about it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. And it's a long season. Like, the wide receiver position, it's always going to be guys that are going to be out. So I feel like he's a perfect person that can come in. And if you had somebody like Andrei last season in the event that Tyler Boyd went down, in the event that you needed to stretch the field, he's a guy that can come in and really do that for you. He can also do stuff in the short and the intermediate. I don't feel like he can't come in and make an impact. I mean, we saw guys do that last year when you talk about Trenton Irwin and guys that were able to come in and make something happen. So I think he definitely can do that for us this season. Obviously, special teams isn't a strong point for him, but he's not against playing special teams at all. So I think it'll just be dope to get him on the field. He'll be probably one of the most interesting people to watch during the preseason. So, yeah,
I want to thank. I want, before we even move any further, too. I hope they check this out, and I saw them backstage for a while. I want to say thank you to them. You know, like Yoshi and CTB kind of joined under short notice. Also, while you're here, there's over 180 people in here live right now. Please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure that you retweet. Make sure you tell people about us. Me and Ace don't really have this crazy like amount of followers and help from all of the powers that be to tell people about what we're doing. And I think it's very, very important, like, you know, for us to be able to give y'all these connections outside of the locker room and be able to give you these connections at in the way that we are doing it. And if you care about like getting that Bengals information out to other Bengals people, why not hear it better from the source? That's why we're working to get you these interviews. So please make sure you retweet, make sure you share. It is very, very important when you're talking about us, like, to try to help us out with that as much as possible.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this with everybody. Leave a review on our podcast, the Cincinnati podcast. We appreciate that. Also, be sure to give Jake and Mon a listen with the Bengals Post. But let's talk about some other mini camp stuff that ended up happening today. Jonah Williams was in attendance. He was quoted as saying, "It's my job. I love it. I'm going to crush it." What were your thoughts about him joining and coming back to mandatory minicamp?
He said he's going to grind it. He's going to grind it out. I'm gonna say there's two different things. On one end, I do not question Jonah Williams' love for football. I think that he does love playing football. I think he's a football enthusiast. I think all these different things. But the other end of it is saying this too. There are incentives for him to be there. There are incentives that are stipulated along with the fifth-year option of guaranteed money that say, hey, you need to come in the building. You also have, like, when you hear Joe Burrow talk at the presser today and stuff like that, you got to understand, like, they're building like this chemistry with this team. And the more days that you are not there, the more days that you're alienating yourself. So there were so many reasons for him to be there. Also, I mean, like, the money portion of it is something that I just think people are like shying away from. His fifth-year option was picked up. So it's very important, no matter how great you feel about him as a person, whether you know him or maybe you don't even know him, that you got to understand, like, he has to be at his job just like everybody else. And that's an element of it too. But I did preface it with I said I think he does love football. But when you ask for a trade and you don't get the trade, you don't really have that much leverage to do anything else but show up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was ever a question if he was going to show up to mandatory minicamp or not. I think a lot of people said if he does show up, that means that, you know, we'd be willing to see him be open to the right tackle position. That was the only thing that I was wondering. And I think he answered that in the Hobson article, talking about that he has been working to relearn that position from the other side. So that does mean that he's realized, right tackle is probably the best thing going forward for him, obviously with them bringing in Orlando Brown. But the only thing I've really disagreed on with the Jonah stuff is that he should immediately be the starting right tackle. And I think it's a battle. I think it's still a competition. I don't think anything in Hobson's article said anything other than that he would be in the mix. And obviously, him and Lyle are on the rehab field together. That is what we were kind of calling, or at least that's what I was calling for a few weeks ago. It's like, hey, Lyle is there. But we did just have a player say, like, no one wants to miss today because you're going to get hit with fines and stuff like that. So it's cool to have Jonah back. I just wanted to be a competition. So I think that's what we'll get. It'll be interesting to see how this ends up going. Also, Chido was also on the rehab field and looking very good. He was looking pretty good for a guy that just tore his knee up. He was looking very good out there. What were your thoughts on Chido being back? I made a tweet saying that Chido Island might be back open.
Do you think he starts week 1?
Chido? I mean, The way that he was – now, look, I'm not a doctor. I would have to ask Pro Football Doc because there were a lot of people when Derrick Henry came back and they looked at it and they were like, he's kind of limping. I'm not a doctor, but from just the naked eye of looking at it as somebody without any kind of medical affiliation, he looks pretty damn good. I mean, like what he's doing there, getting in and out of his breaks, planting off of that knee, being able to move in the directions that he is, looks like he would be ready to meet. And I know that that's been kind of a theme of the offseason. Is he going to be ready for week 1? Everybody's body is different, but I think that progress right now looks pretty good. I don't know if I would rush him back, though. Like, I don't know if I would, I would probably have to feel comfortable to do it, depending on how it is. Like, maybe even give him 1 game rest and bring him back just to be safe. But I think he could play week 1. Like, I honestly do.
Man, I think so too. I think the staff has showed they're very, very cautious with injuries. So, I don't know, but I just really feel like, bro, I feel like he's probably a little bit ahead of schedule. I don't know the complete timeline when he came out. I think he's in a really good spot. He looked really good in those drills. I know he had been showing all along like he had been working out and then moving different or making the steps to get back out on the field. So seeing both of them out there was really good today, man. I'm really happy that we're in a position to have good problems about depth, to have good problems about hey, is this guy starting? Is it overall? I just think that puts us in a better position to win.
I agree with you completely. I think it's pretty interesting to see them both on that side together, knowing that it's one of them. It's only one spot, right? I saw the Glass Eaters picture. I noticed that they only left 4 linemen in there. Mm-hmm. They left the 5th guy out of there. It's between those two. I think they battle it out. Can't forget.
You think they
called
Jonah? You think they called Jonah for the photo shoot?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see. May the best man win. That's all I've been about from the get-go. Throw those 3 dudes in there. May the best man win. Whoever comes out on top, whoever keeps Burrow upright, I'm good with. Speaking of Burrow also said that there was nothing to talk about at this point with his contract, which I'm glad. I mean, he said that a while ago. He was like, he doesn't want that to be a distraction. And I have to give kudos to Joe Burrow for doing that because I like people that handle their contracts without it being this big media circus. We don't want to hear something else every other day. When that notification comes through on my phone, I just want to see a notification. I don't want to get daily updates every single time they ask Joe Burrow about his contract. We saw what happened with Lamar Jackson. Obviously, it's being worked on, but what were your thoughts on him telling the media that there's nothing to update on this contract?
I thought it was cool. I think he's kind of putting his feet in the sand a little bit with the media and say, hey, look, I'm going to give you guys what you need. You're going to get the juice, I'm going to be Burrow. I'm going to be that guy and be charismatic. People going to love me. But, hey, back about the conversation of the contracts, I gave y'all a lot. He said at the beginning of the press, I believe, he was like, hey, look, respectfully, I gave y'all a good amount before telling y'all I was involved with the contracts situation and all these different things like that. he's at the point where he gave you as much as he can give you. If it's not a done deal at this point right now, like, hey, look, that's letting you know, like, we're still working this through and we're going to do it in private. And that's the way, to me, the best business is always the business where you're not getting all these other people that have no interest in the actual contract at all, like, or have no say so in the contract at all to be like a part of it. This is between Joe Burrow, his agent, and the Cincinnati Bengals.
No, for sure. I agree. That's the way things should be. This is a video. If you're watching us live on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening in the car, definitely be sure to check out the Cincinnati YouTube channel, because right now we are showing some highlights from today's camp. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Nothing that you haven't seen.
Who is that? Alan George that had to? Is that Alan George that had to pull up off that tackle? Don't you put no hands on that damn merchandise, Alan George. Look at Alan George. He's trying to be like, oh no, that wasn't me. You better get your hands off number one.
Dax was there too. I don't know. But I don't know. Uno is a big guy, bro. He might. I don't know. He's built different. But it's dope to see them and see these clips from mandatory minicamp.
I don't know if Sova got this clip. There's a clip earlier there in drills. I think Brown is throwing the ball, and Charlie Jones catches this pass, and I thought it was like the highlight of the day for me. I was telling you about this on the phone. Charlie Jones catches a pass that's super low. And I saw Trags, I thought, posted this, but he catches a pass that's like super low in stride, makes it look super routine, toe tap on the sideline. I think T. Higgins had a good toe tap. Jonah's like walking by like when he gets the toe tap. But the Charlie Jones one, he made that joint look so easy. And it's every reason why anybody is not an NFL player, because you got to make the tough grabs like that like look easy. And I thought he did that. So it was some good work. And I thought like I got a chance to see the speed. That's why I was asking like Yoshi about the speed, asking Cam Taylor-Britt about the speed. Like, man, it's showing up like already.
Yes,
so I
sir.
think that's TT on the first one. But then look at Charlie.
Yeah,
Gets
Charlie's
that catch.
got those hands.
Catching away from your body is super tough. And doing it with your hands is super tough. And then getting both feet in bounds on a bad ball. Like, I know we're day one, baby. I just want to put people at like, this is day one of a championship caliber team. So I just think it's really dope that in my memory bank, I'm gonna be thinking about this when it's time to go play when these guys play. You're gonna be thinking about these reps. This is 3rd down and 8. You got to really start to like lock in on that and like say this is what it looks like.
Yep, you definitely got to cook. And speaking of cooking, we're gonna toss it to our friends at Midwest Best Barbecue.
Welcome to Midwest Best, home of the G-Funk and Uno Wings. It started out very simple. When you can't find something that you like, you make it yourself. That small dissatisfaction has turned into our family business. Finding a good barbecue sauce without artificial smoke was almost impossible. So my husband, Tim, decided to create his own. Simply Sweet was born in our home kitchen in 2008. Our core values that we have for our family are values we felt were just as important to lay the foundation for our business and have in our team. Hard work, accountability, giving it your very best, warmth, care, and empathy, and of course, loving the Bengals. Our core mission at Midwest Best Barbecue is to be the place where warm smiles and comforting food made with love give you a meal out, but with all the feelings of home. Where our Uno wings make you do the gritty, and our sweet tea always hits the spot.
Hooray! 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 They gon' beat the Bengals! Hooray! 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 They gon' beat the Bengals! No!
Shout out to Midwest Best Barbecue, located at 669 Justice Court in Loveland, Ohio. I might be in there pretty soon. I'm making the trip to the Natty. Got to pick me up some Midwest Best Barbecue. Definitely going to get some of that good food. Definitely probably going to get an Arnold Palmer or something like that. So definitely be sure to check them out. They actually just had a recent article showcasing a lot of the stuff that they have there. The ice cream is there as well. Definitely be sure to check it out. You will not regret it. I have never seen anybody say that they went to Midwest Best Barbecue and the food wasn't good. Like, I never seen it. If you know that person, please find them. I don't think that you can, because it's amazing food, amazing people, and definitely be sure to check them out and let them know Ace and Zim sent you. Now, next, speaking of community and events that may be coming up, Logan Wilson's charity softball game is coming on Wednesday. Ocho Cinco should be expected to attend that. I think he's actually going to have his team versus Logan Wilson's team. There's going to be a lot of former Bengals. It's definitely dope. Definitely be sure to check it out. You can get your tickets at loganwilsonsoftball.com. It's going to be for a great cause. Definitely going to be dope. It's going to be it looks like the gates are going to be open at 5 p.m. The Derby is going to be at 6 p.m. Should Joe Burrow be allowed to play those? That's the question. We just saw him homer one against for the Reds pregame. Should Joe Burrow be there? Is that unfair?
Should Joe Burrow
everything
at the softball game? yeah. I mean, people
with the headband on. With the headband. The headband isn't coming off.
Hey, look, Joe Burrow should be there 100%. I mean, if it's your fault if you want to stop him, whatever, you just got to throw some heat. I don't know what to tell you. Like
Headband Joe is like Hoodie Mello. It's like it's taking over.
You think so?
No matter the headband has powers, bro.
Let me go through a hypothetical real quick. Say Burrow comes out week 1 and he just throws for like 400 or something crazy. Are we then just going? Are we just going like, hey, bro, he's got to go headband Joe for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think headband Joe might be here to stay. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a question at this point. I think the homer seals it. I think that just made it official. He switched it up. He went and got a different headband just for the Reds. Yeah, you gotta, and then he's got the red gloves. Yeah, bro, he's on this shiesty. He's on this shiesty.
The red gloves is crazy. I like that. I feel like, yeah, he was turned. He's serious.
It was dope to see him have. I'm gonna tell you with the Reds.
The best part about that whole thing too is like, excuse me, I've been here. I actually did something where I was at the Nationals. I had like this thing, and let's say a player, it was like a couple NBA players or something was out there doing like batting practice, like a couple players would check it out. If you go watch this Reds one, all of them are there. Like it was like they were all like, yeah, let's see what 9 got. You know what I mean? I thought that was a dope part of the game because normally MLB players probably be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Oh, okay, Miles Murphy, all right, yeah, oh, okay, BJ. But the fact that it was Burrow at the swinging, I thought it was kind of cool to watch everybody watching.
For sure. Another thing that we want to talk about is another sponsor on the show, Fans of Cincy. Definitely log on to fansofcincy.com now to book your trip. They will allow you to book any trip for any Bengals road game this season. They're going to take care of your airfare, your flight, your hotel, your game tickets. They're going to have a pregame tailgate. If you need bus transportation, they're going to do that. They're going to have a welcome party. You cannot beat fansofcincy.com. They're going to San Francisco. They're going to a whole bunch of places this season. So definitely be sure to book it. All you got to do is make your deposit today at fansofcincy.com. Well, that is going to tee it up for the show. Before we get up out of here, Zen, was there anything that you wanted to say?
I said it like midway through. I just was saying, man, I appreciate everybody rocking with us. Make sure that you tell people like, hey, like these guys got to have a good show or I enjoy it. Or you can tell people I hate it. You guys should check these guys out. They're stupid and whatever. I just want people to check out the show. So make sure you do that. We need all your support. Like I said, we don't get everybody retweeting and doing all this stuff like some other outlets or whatever. So we're always counting on the fans like yourself. We're in June rocking out with us. So you obviously love football because a lot of people who aren't ready to talk football yet. So I appreciate you all as always. And we're going to keep on winning. Cincinnati, baby.
For sure. And shout out to Cam and Andrei for joining in the show and coming through and showing love. And as usual, we got to end this with a yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski.
Hello, world. We got a special show as always. TJ Hushmanzada, Jimmy Chase, Coach Jimmy Burrow.
Exciting time to be a Bengals
How do
fan.
you balance being a professional athlete and family obligation?
These are top 5 Bengals of all time.
All time?
Yeah.
Shock the world.